Hello, the Pioneer viewers. We continue to share with you the events that changed the balances in the world. Today, we'll discuss the developments on the Ukraine-Russia front, where the war is in full heat again. The scale of the conflict is growing every day, and the war is rapidly moving towards a new phase. Both Ukraine and Russia are trying to achieve their strategic goals by using their military forces in the most effective way. These methods could change the course of the war and have a major impact on future balances. Recently, the Ukrainian army's operations against Russia have been particularly noteworthy. Ukraine's recent attacks on Russia's strategic points have had visible results on the ground. These operations have caused serious damage not only to military targets but also to important Russian infrastructure. As the pressure on the Russian military and defense systems grows with each passing day, it remains to be seen how this pressure will affect the course of the war. The massive fires resulting from the attacks have put Russia's military and logistical capacities in a difficult situation. The role of unmanned aerial vehicles in Ukraine's successes on the ground is growing. Unmanned aerial vehicles have seriously shaken Russia's defense lines by launching highly precise and accurate strikes against designated targets. Recent strikes have caused serious damage, especially to Russia's oil depots. The burning oil depots not only caused huge economic losses, but also significantly disrupted Russia's logistical support. While the fires in oil depots stand out as one of the important steps to limit Russia's war capacity, the long-term consequences of this situation are frequently discussed. Let's take a closer look at the details. Before we get into our report, a quick reminder: the Pioneer team is definitely real. None of my team members, or me for that matter, are artificial intelligence. There's no doubt that AI is extremely advanced, but it's still not as good as human beings, or us for that matter. By the way, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. I also read all the comments you leave on our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments. Tell us what content you'd like to see on the Pioneer channel. And now let us begin if you're ready. The Pioneer reports. As Russia's war against Ukraine enters its third year, developments on the front continue at full speed. Recent strategic operations by the Ukrainian armed forces have been characterized by attacks on Russia's most vulnerable military and economic targets. The main objective of these attacks is to weaken Russia's war capacity and deal a major blow to its economic resources. These operations, carried out by the Ukrainian military using unmanned aerial vehicles, have particularly targeted Russia's energy infrastructure, causing major damage to the country's oil depots. Russian authorities are having difficulty controlling the fires that broke out after Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicle attacks on Russia's critical oil depots. The ongoing fires in strategically important regions such as Belgorod, Voronezh, and Rostov seriously threaten Russia's energy infrastructure. In its statements, the Russian Defense Ministry claims that the attacks have been largely neutralized, although the ministry stated in its posts on Telegram that most of the unmanned aerial vehicles were destroyed and the attacks were prevented. Local sources say these statements do not reflect reality. In an official statement made by the Russian Defense Ministry, the Kyiv regime tried to carry out terrorist attacks with unmanned aerial vehicles on Russian territory. These attacks were thwarted between 9:50 and 11:30 Moscow time. According to the statement, 6 drones were destroyed in the Belgorod region, 6 in the Voronezh region, 5 over the Sea of Azov, and 1 in the Rostov region. However, these statements don't fully reflect the real impact of the strikes. According to local sources, the strikes largely achieved their objectives and caused serious damage, especially to fuel tanks. The Ukrainian General Staff has said in a statement that the attack in the Voronezh region targeted the Anna-Nefta product fuel and lubricant storage facility in the town of Anna. Ukraine claimed responsibility for the attack, confirming that a significant part of the facility was hit and that at least one vertical tank was destroyed and set on fire. This operation is considered as one of the strategic steps taken by Ukraine to turn the course of the war in its favor. In a statement on Telegram, the Ukrainian General Staff has said, "It is confirmed that the Russian air defense system was ineffective in the area where the facility is located. It's confirmed that at least one of the vertical tanks was hit and a large-scale fire broke out." Ukraine's attacks aim to deal a serious blow to Russia not only in the military sphere but also in the economic sphere. In particular, attacks on energy infrastructure have the potential to significantly weaken Russia's war economy. The fact that most of these attacks have been successful demonstrates Ukraine's capacity to use unmanned aerial vehicles effectively. Similar fires are occurring in other parts of Russia. Recently, a large fire was reported in Perm Krai, located about 1,118 miles from Ukraine. According to the Russian Ministry of Emergency Situations, the fire in Perm Krai spread over an area of 10,000 square meters, and it took hours to bring the fire under control. However, it's not yet clear whether this fire was the result of unmanned aerial vehicle attacks. The ministry has said that they are investigating the cause of the fire and that an unmanned aerial vehicle attack has not yet been confirmed. However, local sources claim that the fire in Perm Krai may also have been the result of an attack. Fires in such regions, where Russia's defense mechanisms are weak, are associated with the inadequacy of air defense systems, although Russian officials argue that the fires are caused by natural causes. These claims are not very convincing given the timing and size of the fires. These developments have led to a serious questioning of the effectiveness of Russia's air defense systems. While such drone strikes carried out by Ukraine expose weak points in Russia's defense line, they provide a strategic advantage to the Ukrainian army. The inadequacy of defense systems, especially in regions such as Belgorod, Voronezh, and Rostov, has created a major security gap for Russia. The vulnerability of critical infrastructures in Russia's interior regions to such attacks may have long-term negative effects on the country's war economy. In particular, attacks on energy infrastructure seriously threaten Russia's economic power. It remains to be seen how Russia will develop a strategy against these attacks and how it will strengthen its air defense systems. What do you think? What do you think are the reasons why Ukraine has been so successful in unmanned aerial vehicle attacks? What can be attributed to the weakness in Russia's defense systems? How might Russia's failure to take adequate measures against these attacks affect the course of the war? Does this give Ukraine a strategic advantage? How might these attacks on Russia's energy infrastructure affect the country's long-term combat power? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about your opinions.